Andrew McGann here for Severe MMA in SBG Concord. The first interview of 2016, standing alongside Dylan Took. And Dylan, this was we've been summoned here. You know, it's not normally a young pro fighter can say, lads, I've got something I want to tell you. You're going to want to get here.
I didn't get an interview after Bama, so
I apologise. I do owe you one.
I had to get another one. Man, this news is so big.
Do you want to keep it a minute? Will we leave them waiting? Let's talk to me about Bama. A great pro debut. You featured extensively as well in the Severe documentary, The Fighting Irish. How did you feel you came across in that?
As always, when I look back on it, I'm like, I came across well. Minus, probably shouldn't have coursed maybe 3-4 times. Other than that, I thought I came across well. I thought I really showed my true personality, that I'm a bit of a unique character. I'm a bit of a weird person, but I'm very good at what I do, and that's all that matters to me. So
I think that sometimes people see our interviews or interviews with me and someone else in general, and they think that guy's putting it on for the cameras.
Yeah.
But there are some people who are like that outside, and I think you finally got to show that and prove to people that is you outside of the cage.
Yeah, I'm like that little hyper kid that's running down to the cage smiling with a weird possessed face on him. That's the same kid that I am outside. I'm just weird. All my friends will tell you I have a unique a unique essence about me or something. I love this. Like,
if you're not weird, you're not trying.
If you're not weird, you're not trying. And I think the fact that I am weird, my technique, even my striking techniques are always a little bit different, and they always make people question, and then I land. Like, it just works for me. But the documentary brought me across to the public well, I think, like this little kid that's just trying to make something from himself.
Yeah.
So
I think, to be honest, you were one of the most well received. From feedback that we were getting through on Twitter and stuff, it seemed like a lot of people, and even then online, have been asking, they want to know more about you, see more of you. One thing I want to pick up on there, you mentioned how you do things a little different in your striking wise. The SBG ethos in the last couple of years from John has been, there is no right or wrong way. Different body types will adapt to things in different ways. Do you feel being here under that sort of tutelage and allowing to have that freedom is what's got you so many people talking about your style?
I already had weird striking before I came to SBG. Like, that was one thing that I definitely had before I came. I used to watch a lot of Dominic Cruz, a lot of Frankie Edgar, and I just pick their footwork and then I'd try and mimic it, and then I'd mix the two together and try and combine them in weird ways. And then coming here, obviously, to SBG, my mindset went a little bit differently. So then I was able to look at the likes of Paddy, Ash, Connor, and then I'm like taking their technique and I'm taking the good from them and the bad from them, and then I'm learning, and that was really the start where I started to feel like I can finish anyone on the feet. And the SBG mentality was good for that. The fact that I can do this weird dance looking like striking, but it works, and John will come over to me and go, you know what, that works and it looks good, so do it. And he won't hinder me, he won't tell me not to do something. He'll just say, don't say never and don't say always. So I'm happy.
Bit of a difference in you, if you don't mind me saying, in the last 18 months. Do you feel you've matured in that way?
Yeah, came on leaps and bounds. Whereas in the last 18 months, I was always good, but I was always comfortable as well. I don't know. The last 18 months, I think I've matured as a fighter, and my grappling has gotten up to a different level. That's the main thing. There was always the question of what if he gets taken down, how will he respond? To anyone in Ireland, none of you will take me down. I promise. You can try, you just won't take me down. If nobody here in an SVG mat on a Monday, if I'm getting taken down twice by the likes of Peter Queally, Tommy Martin, you ain't gonna take me down, so it's grand. We've got sequences for days, and we know how to stop that. So now on the feet, it's just a matter of you're going to the butcher, and I get to kill them now, so it's good.
Because of the elbows?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do any sort of elbow, because the last time I did an interview, I got ripped to pieces online. There was screenshots taken all over the place.
Nah. Don't mind them online. Don't mind them. They're all just me.
Right. What's this news?
I'm gone up to featherweight.
Why?
I'm too big. I'm too big. I could make bantamweight when I signed the contract for Neil, and I'm sorry to Neil for that. Like, I could make bantamweight when I signed the contract, and that was I signed the contract like literally before Christmas. I just can't make it anymore. I'm walking around at like.
Was it because of Christmas?
No, I was really good over Christmas. That was the scary thing. I went out drinking twice, I think, and one of them was with me mates I haven't seen in a while, and that was the best night of my whole break. It was the best thing to do, was to go and see all the lads and spend some quality time with my friends that have been there from the beginning. That was the best thing about the Christmas break. But I was actually good. I didn't eat that many sweets. I had me nanny saying to me at times like, "Are you dieting, Dylan? Worrying about me? Why aren't you eating all the chocolate and all?" But no, I was good, and I'm walking around about 75 kilos, and I'm lean at 75 kilos. Like, it's not like I got my body fat done the other day, and I'm like 12.5% at 75 kilos. That's just not gonna get the bantamweight anymore. And I'm only 19. Why? Like, I used to coming up to fights. It was always about making the weight, and I used to get it done. I used to do it perfectly, and then I got bigger, and then it got harder. So now going up to 145, I'm still gonna be bigger than most of them. They're all still midgets. I'm on a map full of the best 145ers here, and I'm bigger than most of them. And they'll admit that themselves. They're the one telling me that I'm after getting massive. So that's a big thing. And I was gonna call out so many bantamweights. So I was trying to line up fights. O'Gorman had finally agreed to fight me. That was good. He finally isn't afraid. Carl McNally still afraid. And sorry to Neil. I really would have loved to get it on. I would have loved to do it, but you just can't do it.
Does this mean you're off the Bama card or hoping to get matched at 145?
Well, getting matched at 145. I'm still on Bama, don't worry. The show will still go on, but no, I'm just looking for a 145. I don't even know anyone in Europe that's at featherweight. My whole mind was set on bantamweight. And even Conor came up to me last night and he was like, "I don't want to see you at bantamweight anymore, like a big brother." Like, he was like, "I really don't want to see you doing that. I want to see you go up to featherweight. You're big enough, you're strong enough." And he was adamant about it, and so here we are. We'll go up to featherweight. I'll win a UFC title at featherweight.
Do you think only cutting to 45 instead of 35 will allow you to fight a couple of more times a year extra now?
Yeah, well,
or would it have just been the same old?
No, well, it definitely wouldn't have been the same, because the way we were looking at it was this was going to be the last one we could have made 135. And even making it would have hindered the 45 cut the next time, because I would have gotten bigger. Yeah. So that wasn't smart. And plus I would have been putting my body through torture. Why? I can get in there and hang with anyone at 45. I could go in there and go into that UFC division, and that top 10 would be in trouble. And that's a promise. Like, I'm that confident in myself. Like, I know I'm a tough fight for anyone, and I'm lanky. Like, I'm only gonna get bigger. Like, I'm only gonna keep filling out.
Because you're young. I was gonna say it's like Tommy Martin has possessed you and climbed inside your body here.
Tommy and James. I give it to both of them, but it's more Tommy. But Tommy and James have been telling me, for even like when I was making the cut to amateur, and it wasn't actually that bad back then. I literally could make it easily. They were like, "Go up to 45," and I was smaller back then, and still they were telling me to go up to 45. So when I told Tommy that I was going up, I got a big hug and a big smile. So I'm really happy with the move. I think it's gonna be good for me.
Couple of quick things to let you go rapid fire. I know you were hoping for these fights. Have any of those guys agreed maybe to fight you at 145 if they're interested in it? Are you now looking at guys in 145? It is a division that on the pro scene in Ireland isn't as good, is it? It's not as big, I was going to say, as the other ones, but there seems to be a couple of amateurs maybe in the next 1 to 2 years that would make the step up to pro.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll be like, I think I'm going to have to like the role of Peter Queally and be going into hometowns and killing the hometown hero.
Casual trips to Italy every couple of weeks.
To Mr. Frank Miranda. Yeah, that's actually a possibility. There's a show over in Italy in May. I might jump on that in featherweights, and the featherweights are tiny over there, so it's great. But no, I don't know. O'Gorman, none of them have issues making 135, so I wouldn't ask them to come to 145. Why would they? It's their pro career at the end of the day. Why would they come up giving me a £10 advantage, knowing how big I am? They can make it, why not make it? You know what I mean? I wouldn't ask them to do that. Like, it was a play. I love being at bantamweight, but I'll grab someone at featherweight now. I don't even know who's at featherweight in the country. I haven't got a clue.
Focus on yourself and the rest.
On myself. I literally, that was what I was asking. I was asking the boys. I was like, "Who's at featherweight?" I was like, "I don't know any featherweights. I can't. Any featherweight that's in the country, my teammates have beaten them. So why do they want to come to me then?"
One final thing. If we look back, as I said, at the last 18 months and how you've changed, dare you look forward to the next 18 months and imagine what position you'll be in then?
I'll be in the UFC within the next year. I think the next time the Dublin UFC come over to Dublin, especially at 145, I could rack up 6-0 before September, and I could fight regularly, healthily.
Sure, Dana's going to see you in February.
I don't
no,
care.
he's not.
He's not coming.
He's not going to come here.
I've been saying to everyone. Everyone's like, "Oh, Dana's coming." I'm like, I don't care if Dana comes, because at the end of the day, that was building up on people. They were going to start crumbling, and I was sitting there going, what difference does it make? He sits there and looks at you fighting. I mean, Nanny sits there and watches me fighting. I don't care either. Whatever happens, happens. But he's gonna find out who I am eventually. Why would I go up and annoy the president of the UFC? Because then when he sees me in real life and he actually has to sign me, he'll be like, "I hate this little young fella. He's a little annoying kid." You know what I mean? So that was never gonna happen. Why would he Anderson Silva is fighting Michael Bisping on a London card. Why would the president of the UFC dodge that show to come to yeah, you could even say a rival show in Europe, you know what I mean? So, that was idiots who ever thought that was going to happen.
But just on that last thing, Conor McGregor ambushed Dana White in the UFC one day back in the day, and look where he is now.
Yeah, but MMA wasn't even nearly as high profile as it was now, you know what I mean? Like when Conor was going up to Dana, Conor was like, you know, the first. Yeah. Connor's the first ever guy in. So how many kids that Dana actually have coming up to him going,
since then.
You know what I mean? So now it's different. Like you'll probably get a little 12-year-old coming up to Dana now going, I'm going to be the next Conor McGregor, this, that and the other. That's not my MO, you know. I'm the nuke. I'm going to launch a nuke through someone's chest. Not bomb it. I'm going to hurt someone. And I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to have fun. And just to clear up a little thing in the documentary that went off, I know I said I like to hurt people. I didn't mean it in that way. All I meant is I like my technique to come off perfectly so that I can inflict as much damage on my opponent as I possibly can without damaging them or hurting them. I wouldn't like to hurt anyone in the cage, you know, but that's one thing that came across badly. I still look at the episode and I still cringe at it, like, but that's it really. So 145, who knows, I can probably take, when my brother moves up to 155, I can come along and try take that belt back to SBG eventually when he gets too big to make the 45 cut. You know what I mean?
I think that last answer speaks of the maturity we were talking about. Thank you very much. See you soon.